Welcome to USA Daily Update. In a major political and legal development, the United States Supreme Court has allowed California to use a newly drawn congressional voting map that is expected to give significant advantage to Democratic candidates in the upcoming 2026 midterm elections, a decision that has immediately intensified the national debate over election fairness, redistricting power, and the balance of control in Congress, because the map was challenged by the California Republican Party along with the Trump administration, who argued that the new district boundaries were intentionally designed to favor Democrats and unfairly weaken Republican representation, raising concerns about whether political interests were placed above the principle of equal voter representation. And although the Supreme Court did not provide a detailed written explanation and no justices publicly recorded dissent, the ruling effectively allows the state to move forward with elections under the new map while lower courts continue to examine the broader constitutional questions surrounding partisan redistricting across the United States. This case is part of a much larger national struggle that has been going on for years, where both major political parties accuse each other of manipulating district boundaries to secure electoral advantage, a practice commonly known as gerrymandering. And California, being the most populous state in America with 52 seats in the House of Representatives, plays a critical role in determining which party controls Congress, meaning that even a small change in district lines can influence national policy on immigration, taxes, healthcare, and foreign affairs. According to election analysts, the new California map could potentially give Democrats up to 5 additional seats, strengthening their position at a time when control of the House remains extremely competitive, and Republican leaders argue that this shift could silence millions of conservative voters by concentrating them into a smaller number of districts, while Democratic officials defend the map as a fair reflection of California's diverse population and changing demographics, saying that previous maps had actually favored Republicans for decades. The legal battle began when California's Independent Redistricting Commission approved the new boundaries after months of public hearings, demographic studies, and consultations with voting rights experts. But Republican groups quickly filed lawsuits claiming that the commission had ignored traditional districting principles such as keeping communities together and respecting county lines, instead drawing borders that maximized Democratic chances in urban and suburban areas. And the Trump administration supported this challenge, arguing that federal courts must intervene to protect the integrity of elections. However, supporters of the map say the challenge is politically motivated and part of a nationwide strategy to block states from modernizing their electoral systems, pointing out that the commission responsible for drawing the map was created by voters themselves through a ballot initiative designed to remove politicians from the process. And they argue that the Supreme Court's decision confirms that California followed legal procedures and that voters should be allowed to choose their representatives under the new districts. The Supreme Court's ruling does not end the controversy, because several related cases about redistricting are still moving through federal courts in other states such as Texas, Florida, and North Carolina, where similar accusations of partisan map drawing have been made. And experts believe that the court will eventually have to provide clearer national guidelines on how far states can go in designing districts that benefit one political party over another, an issue that directly affects the future of American democracy. Political observers note that the timing of this decision is especially important because the 2026 midterm elections are expected to be highly competitive, with both parties preparing massive campaign efforts, and control of the House could determine whether the next president faces support or opposition in implementing major policies, making California's map not just a local matter but a key factor in national power dynamics. Voter rights organizations have welcomed the decision, saying it protects the voices of minority communities and reflects California's growing Latino, Asian, and immigrant populations, while conservative groups warn that allowing such maps could encourage other Democratic-led states to redraw boundaries in similar ways, potentially leading to a chain reaction across the country. As the debate continues, millions of American voters are watching closely, realizing that lines on a map can shape the direction of the nation for years, influencing everything from social programs to foreign policy. And the Supreme Court's decision has once again shown how deeply law, politics, and elections are connected in the United States. We will continue to follow this story as new legal arguments emerge and as political parties prepare for the next stage of the battle over representation. And for more detailed, unbiased, and daily updates from across America, stay with USA Daily Update, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.